Rufus, you're re-entering politics. What led you to this decision and a decision to return to Belize Rural North?
Well, first of all, thank you, Patrick, for having me, and I will answer you exactly the same way that Mr. Skeen answered you. When you look at the two major political parties, they have been reduced to nothing more than a gangs of criminals. And I hate to be so shrewd, but that's exactly who they are today. And when I look at the people of the Belize Rural North, an honorable, dignified, and humble people, they are really not getting a fair break. And like Marlon said, they are good people, and I consider myself one of them. So why not join in the fight to get representation for these people? Patrick, to be frank, the people of the Belize Rural North don't need politician hands out. They need provision for them. They need a way of, they have a way of life. They are independent people. They want to be dignified people. They want to have jobs. They want to have industries. They want to have something to make a living for their family and make a difference in this country.
Now you're going up against the incumbent is the Honorable Edmund Castro. An aspirant for the PUP is Arthur Saldivar. How do you see yourself fitting in there and getting in among all the messages that those two sides are putting out?
I am one of the people in the Belize Rural North. Mr. Saldivar is a stranger, and I must say, very much a stranger. And Mr. Castro have already made a fool of himself among his own people. So if you talk to these people, you'd understand that they want neither of those two people to govern their welfare. And why not someone from the area step up? I mean, we have been having these time. If you notice, for instance, Mr. Saldivar is supported and financed by Max Samuel, who is, as we know, is a fugitive. People like these are outlawed. They no more have any credibility as a politician representing the people. And to have Mr. Saldivar hinging on to Mr. Maxwell Coattail, this tells a story right there. And we know who is Mr. Castro by now. I was an avid supporter of Mr. Castro going up to the election. But from day one, the first 2 months of Mr. Castro administration tells me this guy is either crazy or completely out of control.
What are the issues facing Belize Rural North, which you hope to make the focal point of your campaign?
Hardship, communication by roads. If you go in those places, if you go to Bomba, for instance, it is hardly possible by vehicle. And you find this condition everywhere going to Belize Rural North. People can't get around. People are in possession of valuable farmland and they can't work it because they don't have the means of getting to work. They have no assistance from government at all. Patrick, a politician, when he's successful in politics, shouldn't be giving hands out to people. A politician is not responsible to buy a shirt for your son and buy a school book for your children. A politician should make conditions so you can earn a living for your family. And that's exactly what I intend to do. I don't intend to have a group of welfare recipients in my area because my people are dignified people who are willing to go there, give you a fair day's work for a fair day's salary and take care of their family.
If you are successful, wants to say being elected won't change you as it has changed many people when they get elected. They move to Belmopan and they lose touch with their home base.
That's a great question, Patrick, because if you notice, my only credibility is that I am unchanged for all the years that you have known me. I am not the type of guy who changes because of corruption. I've been fighting against corruption all my adult life in this country, and I'm not afraid to point out people who are corrupted in this country. I name them. Even if it's my brother. In fact, I made some reckless mention over the air many times. Once I said, if my father was Judge Price, I perhaps would make history in this country by assassinating him for the wrong he has done to this country. And these are things that I say, Patrick, with my heart, because I hate to see what is happening to Belize. When I was a little boy, my brother and I used to go over the border with my father, who works with a guy named Ben Stewart, who had a contract to cut chicle and mahogany in Mexico. There was a little village there, a little village with a couple pimenta house and thatch roof. Look at that little village transform itself into this mega city, Chetumal, and Belize with all its natural resources. Belize is a wealthy country. The only difference is that we are living in Belize as a poor people, Patrick, and because of bad political management in this country. We don't have to go through this.
My final question, how will you support yourself politically in Belize Rural North? The UDP, well-financed, the PUP, well-financed. How do you go up against that?
That's why we're appealing to the people. It's a business of the people. And we are asking for their support in whatever way. Other than that, Patrick, if I have to go it alone, I will. We can do it because the people are now ready and willing to do it. So we don't have a problem with that.